Hi, I'm Jessica Samuels. Welcome to Forward Focus, our quick hit, bite-sized episodes that gives you insight and information into the things you want to know. My co-host, CMHA Kelowna CEO Mike Golick, and I would like to acknowledge that this podcast takes place on the ancestral, traditional, and unceded lands of the Okanagan Syilx people. Mike, today we're going to talk about Rent Bank. Now, this is a program that CMHA Kelowna provides, but it's also available across the province. Why don't we get into what it is?
Yeah, so Rent Bank and Central Okanagan Rent Bank is one of 18 rent banks across the province. Rent banks are really focused on preventing people from eviction and really closing the front door on homelessness by providing one-time loans, grants, or a combo of in order to keep people housed.
Wow. Okay. So one-time loans. So they can only do this once?
They can do it once. If they're in financial need, they can reapply. We would assess their circumstances to see whether or not it would make sense to do a loan or if there was some other way to go with the situation.
So I can imagine the program is pretty involved in frankly, the person's finances, understanding what got them to this position and hopefully what would prevent them from being in this position in the future.
Absolutely. There's a fairly in-depth application process. And in the last calendar year, we had like 649 applications to Rent Bank, which was far greater than the year before.
Right. And so that demonstrates the need in the community.
Absolutely.
So that was the number in this community. Mm-hmm. Rent Bank is across the province. I think we have upwards of like 20 locations, or how many locations do we have in
18,
BC?
18 locations across the province.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And tell me a little bit about the folks, the types of folks who are applying. What is their individuals, families, working?
Yeah. So about 50% of people that apply to our rent bank are families. And in terms of the applications that we approved last year, there was 483 people that were impacted by Rent Bank, including a significant number of children. So half are families, families who may be in between jobs. There may be a healthcare crisis where somebody can't work, and they need just a little bit of assistance in order to keep the roof over their head and prevent them from ending up homeless.
Okay, in this past year, or the most recent stats you might have, not to put you on the spot, how much money has CMHA Kelowna through the Central Okanagan Rent Bank handed out?
In total, we've handed out just over $233,000 to individuals in the community.
That's incredible. And part of this is a payback.
Part of it is a payback. So in terms of the loan, it's repayable, zero interest loan, and there is repayment, and it's about a 70% repayment rate for those that receive a loan.
Great. Okay. So where can people find some more information about Central Okanagan Rent Bank and Rent Bank in general?
If you go to the CMHA website, you can find out about our rent bank. The application form is on there, and it will link you to Rent Banks of BC.
Great. Thanks so much, Mike. If you have any questions about Rent Bank or any other topic that you would like us to cover under Forward Focus, you can always email us at awayforward@cmhakelowna.org. As well, you can always find us on the website for the Away Forward podcast page. Beam Credit Union supports mental health initiatives across British Columbia because caring for each other builds stronger, more connected communities. United as one, Beam's founding credit unions now serve 190,000 members across BC.